In this video, I will show you how we define a right-handed coordinate system, and I will show you how you can find the directions of the axis. So we use a right-handed coordinate system because we have two options. We have the left-handed one, we have the right-handed, and by convention, every coordinate system that you see in physics, it will have to be a right-handed coordinate system. Now, the first thing that we need to do is define the origin. Okay, so I'm gonna specify that the origin is here, and by that I mean that the 0 is here. All coordinates, all three coordinates are 0 at this point. Now, I will define the positive x direction to be to the right, and I'm giving you an example with this. And I will also choose in this example the positive y direction to be up. Once you define two of the three positive directions of your coordinate system, you need to use the right hand rule to find the third direction, and this is the right hand rule. You have to place your fingers in the direction of the x-axis, and then you have to curl your fingers without breaking them. You have to curl them in the direction of the second axis, the y. So towards the first one, towards x, curl your fingers of your right hand towards the y-axis, and then your thumb will show you the direction of the z-axis. And in this case, the z-axis is coming out of the board. Now I can do one more example. Right. Let's say the x is to the left instead of using x to the right, and now I'm gonna do that the y-axis points up, and this is the origin. The same process. My fingers of my right hand need to point to the direction of the x-axis, and then I need to curl them towards the second axis, towards the y. And in this case, see, by curling my fingers, my thumb points into the board. It points away from you and into the board. The direction of the z-axis is into the board. For this coordinate system, we do have some notation, two ways to indicate whether a vector, an arrow, goes out of the page or into the page. In this case, the z-axis goes into the page, and the way that I will indicate that is the following. Okay, the positive z vector goes into the page, and this arrow over here, this means that the vector goes into the page. Now, in the previous example, I had the z direction go out of the page. In that case, the symbol that you will see me using is the following. It's a circle and a dot, and this means that the vector points out of the page. It is pointing in this direction. Now I'm gonna use my actual vectors to show you those things. So if I make this to be the positive x-axis and this is the positive y-axis, this is what I need to do. Have my fingers pointing towards x, curl them towards y. The z direction goes out of the page, and that means this is, okay, this vector, this arrow that points towards you, this is my z-axis. Now, in a similar way, if I did the positive x direction pointing this way, the positive y direction pointing up, my fingers towards x, curl them towards y, I get into the page. This means that the z-axis needs to go into the page. Okay, this is the x, that's the y, and the z is the arrow that goes into the page.